I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. I recommend these unique strategies.
Hey, Lance Morgan here. I'm really excited you're watching this, and here's why. The fact that you booked your call tells me that on top of caring about your kid's future, you're actually doing something about it, which already puts you ahead of about 90% of the parents out there. Most parents kind of cross their fingers, hope it all works out, and then panic 6 months before tuition's due. Or they already paid full price for their first kid, watched their savings drain, and now they're sitting there going, why didn't anyone tell me about this sooner? Either way, you're doing the right thing. You're making time to figure this out now. So I want to share a couple of key insights with you because the families who watch this short video get a lot more out of their call than the families who miss it. Okay, so first things first, I want you to pop open your inbox and find an email from us with the subject line, "Your senior advisor session is confirmed." It might be in spam. Got it? Good. Now, take that date, put it on your phone calendar, then put it on your computer calendar. And if you're like me, getting up there with 5 kids and about 46 things on the go already, then put it on your calendar on the kitchen too. I'm serious. 3 places, whatever it takes so that it doesn't slip through the cracks. Then hit reply on that email and just type 2 words, "Got it." That's it. Got it. Here's why I'm asking. My team is slammed right now, so we're prioritizing the calls where we know somebody's confirmed they're showing up. If we don't hear back from you, that slot may go to the next family in line after you. And I don't know when we'd be able to fit you back in. Could be weeks. So pause the video, lock the call in. Remember, reply to the email with "Got it," and I'll be right here when you get back. All right, welcome back. You already know a little about me from an ad or a webinar or maybe both, but here's the short version of why I do what I do. My background is in finance, but that wasn't enough to solve the biggest budgeting problem of my life, 5 kids. And by the time the second one was looking at college, I realized everything we'd been told to do, 529 plans, savings, loans, was honestly the most expensive way to pay for college that you could possibly choose. So I built a different system. I wrote a book about it. About 10 years later, my team and I have helped more than 4,000 families reduce the cost of college by an average of $200,000 or more. None of that means anything to you yet. The only question that matters is whether this works for your family. So let me tell you what most parents like us are really up against. There are 3 things going. They all hurt, but in different ways. First, the money. You already know college costs are out of control. But maybe what you don't know is that families with higher incomes often end up paying way more than families making much less. For the same schools, the same dorms, the same cafeteria food, sometimes literally double. Why? Because the financial aid formulas penalize you for being successful. Doesn't matter if it's fair, that's just the system. Second, the tax code. And listen, I love this one because almost nobody talks about it. The U.S. tax code is black and white. It's not a gray area. There are completely legal, completely ethical strategies built right into the code designed for higher earners. Most people never even use them. Their CPA files their taxes and hands them a return because that's the job. Finding creative ways to actually use the code, that's a totally different job. So if you're a high earner who pays lots of taxes each year, you're quietly subsidizing college for other people's kids. Maybe even kids who will go to a school your own kid can't get any aid for. That's not a guilt trip, that's just the math. The third thing is something parents don't talk about even with each other. It's never just about the money. It's about a conversation you never want to have, where your 17-year-old's been dreaming about a school for 2 years, gets in, runs into the kitchen with their acceptance letter, and you have to look them in the eye and say, "I'm sorry, we can't make that work." That conversation, that right there, that's the one I built this whole company to help you avoid. So I'd like you to think about something for a second. How you pay for college is one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. Not exaggerating. In a lot of cases, once you factor in the opportunity cost, the retirement money you don't get to save, all of it, it's a bigger impact than even the house you live in. Way bigger. But most families treat it like an annual bill. Write the check, hope for the best, tell themselves they'll catch up on retirement someday. And we both know that catching up isn't ever that easy. I've seen too many families learn that one the hard way. That's why I want you to take your upcoming call seriously. Show up, engaged, curious, because the decisions you make in the next few months are going to follow you for 30 years. Okay, so what do we actually do? Here's where it gets interesting. We help you combine three things: the tax code, real estate, and the financial aid system. So your college money ends up doing three jobs at once. It pays tuition, it keeps compounding towards your retirement, and in some cases, actually unlocks free financial aid you didn't even think was on the table for you. Now, what we offer isn't a course, not a bunch of videos. You're getting one-on-one time with my team of experts who do this stuff every single day with families just like yours. And yes, there is a fee if we both decide it's a fit. A one-time investment in a price range comparable to a semester's tuition at a local state school. Now, for most families we help, it pays for itself many, many times over. And I personally stand behind what we do. In fact, if we don't help you reduce the total cost of college across all your kids by at least $50,000, you get a full refund. Simple as that. You'll also keep the software, which is on us. It runs about $97 a month, and it tracks your aid potential at every school on your list in real time. So worst case, you walk away from your call with a tool that other families are paying over $1,000 a year for. So here's what some of the families we've helped are saying.
These were like real people that have been in the industry for whatever industry they were for many, many years. And so that was really comforting. And just that alone was like, oh my God, this is not a scam at all. Like the furthest thing from anything that I should be skeptical about just because of that institutional knowledge they had.
I think it's brilliant. I think it is the smartest, most intelligent way to pay for college. Number one, you are lowering your taxes. I didn't even know what a cost segregation study was or 100% bonus depreciation. So I learned all these new things and why it was so valuable to have a short-term rental. And then obviously, when you were saying, which made so much sense, when you pay for college outright, you're losing that money. It's gone. But when you're using the short-term rental to pay for college, you've also got an asset that appreciates over time and that goes into your retirement and continues to give you that passive income. I have had 1,000% return.
Another family told us they finally got peace of mind around two things they'd been losing sleep over for years: college and retirement, both at the same time. And I get a kick out of this one.
I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. Lance Morgan teaches families how to pay for their children's college without sacrificing their retirement. And I recommend these unique strategies to save and pay for your kids' college education.
Okay, so here's where I want to be straight about who this call isn't for, because I'd rather you know now than to waste an hour of your time on something that was never going to be a good fit. So if you're not planning on helping your kids with college, this isn't for you. Let me be clear, that's perfectly fair choice. We're just not the right team. Or if you're after a magic bullet, a magic button that fixes everything overnight, also not us. This takes some setup. Yes, we can do most of the heavy lifting with you, but you need to show up because every solution we create is unique to each family. But if you're what the IRS would call a high earner and you've got one kid or even 5 kids like me and you've saved some cash for college, but the thought of it all disappearing into 1 or 2 tuition bills makes you a little nauseous, then this call is exactly for you. And I just want you to show up ready. That's it. So here's what you can expect. You're meeting with one of my top advisors, someone who runs our strategies with families like yours every week. They know it cold. By the time you hop on, they'll have looked at the numbers you put into your software. They'll have seen the schools on your list. They've done their homework. They'll walk you through what the real out-of-pocket costs look like as they stand today. Then the fun part, they'll show you what it would look like with our framework. By the end, you'll walk away with a clear answer on whether it makes sense to take the next step with us. If it's a fit, we'll invite you to come on board as a client. And if not, no problem. No hard feelings, no badgering. You walk away with the software, the numbers, and a plan you didn't have going in. Either way, it's going to be the most rewarding hour you've ever spent on college planning. I'd put money on it. Well, we actually do. That's what the guarantee is for. So once again, I need you to find that confirmation email. Get that date squared away and reply with 2 words, got it. Then bring your spouse. This is a conversation you're not going to be able to repeat. They'll want to be there. And do me a favor, show up in a quiet space. No driving, no distractions. Pen and paper, a good idea too. I'm excited to hear how your call goes and if we can help you save a ton of money while setting your kids up for an amazing future. We'll see you on the other side.